you will not know the difference between a professional mechanic and a fake mechanic or a quack mechanic until you test them both. I remember one time, one Christmas like that, we're traveling to the east, and between Lagos and Ijebu in those days, there used to be these people that used to stay. They are always in Ijebu, and between Shagam and Ijebu, that's where their axis is. They will shout, tire, 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 tire. And I was with my uncle. He was using a Peugeot then, and then he was using Oluwalogbo motors. I remember vividly, like yesterday, for his servicing. And he had serviced the car before this journey. A day before this journey, he went for servicing and other things. But now, um, cars now, you something might happen along the road that you might not expect. So that particular journey, we were between the redemption camp. If you know that axis, that Lagos Ibadan expressway very well, we are between the Lagos, we are between the redemption camp and Shagamu, and these people just shouted tire, 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 and we parked. When we parked, because they were smart, and that was the first time that it was happening to us. We didn't know we were novice then, we were JJC. They came before we could even come that they have used that black oil to pour in the wheels, that's in the tire. And you see smoke coming out, smoke was coming out as if to make us believe that our tire had issues. Do you know from that tire issue, they got to the engine, they got to that car. That was how we ended that journey, or we suspended that journey in that place. We had to tow back this car to Oluwalogbo Motors. That finally, and it was discovered there was nothing wrong with the car. That it was these people that from that poured engine that oil. So, when we got to the place and they said, no, that this car came now for servicing and everything. They checked there's nothing was wrong with the car. So what happened? My uncle gave them explanation, told them what has happened and how it happened, and how he got to this point that the car could not even move. The one of the manager there had somebody that fallen a victim before to such tricks. He had to like laugh and said, "No, you are falling a victim to this quack mechanics," and that's how they behave on that road. That gave me a very big lesson. I learned a very big lesson from that. That when you encounter the quacks, I'm telling you, you will know the importance of the professionals. With this, I welcome us to today's video and today's topic: the difference between the GPS surveyor and the professional surveyor. What is a GPS? A GPS is global positioning system that you use for tracking land. So you can use it roughly to track if you want to know the position of a land, not beaconing, or you try to map out the land, or you want to create a TDP. It is not used for that. Why it's not used for that is because it's affected by network, because it's a small device that looks like a phone. Some people even use the smartphone as their GPS. So it's affected by network, it is affected by trees, it is also affected by buildings. Even the weather affects it. So you can see that it will not be accurate if you're using it for beaconing. While some of these quack surveyors, they use it to beacon land, and that has brought a lot of trouble, especially in Abuja in Nigeria, where you have government approved TDPs and land allocation, especially the FCDA land. The FCDA don't give you 1 centimeter. If your land is 525.02, that is what you have on ground. Unlike the area council land that they will you give you 500 on paper and you will see 2,000. You go on land on ground and see 2,000 square meters, and that it has really affected the area council so much. And this the FCDA took correction, and they make sure that what they you have on paper is what you have on ground. So when you use these quack surveyors that didn't go school, they didn't go to school for that. They are almost everywhere in Abuja here. They learn it on the street, and they tell you that they are surveyors, they are professional surveyors. They use a GPRS, they use a GPS to want to beacon a land for you. Of course, if you use a GPS to beacon a land, there will be mistakes, and because there will be differences. One in the inches, and between 2 to 10 inches differences will be there. It's either you're encroaching into your neighbor's land, or you are leaving some space for your neighbor to inherit. If you use such a device and you encroach into your neighbor's land, and your neighbor uses a professional surveyor that is bringing a good total station, of course there will be issues, and you people will result in you end up in the courts. So that's why it is not advisable to use a GPS to beacon a land or beacon lands. And this, the surveyors they've been using, they'll do it so hurriedly and collect their money and put in their pockets. And this has caused so much issue in land matters here in Abuja and even in Nigeria because of this quack surveyor. Like what happened to my uncle then, you can see from the tire it got to the engine. That's how from this beaconing that you think is a small thing, or you want to make prices cheap, and they will do it cheaply for you, and you people will land in court. Of course you're going to land in court, because I can't use a good instrument and a good surveyor. I've spent so much money and discover that you encroach into my land. I will not sue you for that. And that is why if you're going to beacon your land, if you want to know the exact measurement of your land and you want to beacon it and you want to fence it, you should use a professional surveyor. Use a professional surveyor for this kind of job. A GPS can be used for to locate the location of the land, to ascertain the location of the land. But for when you want to do beaconing, you have to use an instrument like the total station for that, because it helps to make you know the elevation of the land, the distance of the land, and also the size, because these are accurate instruments that can be verified and accepted in court. But the GPS, that will not work. But most people, especially those in diaspora, they use this. When you tell them that this surveyor is so amount and this one that, they will tell you, but I have a surveyor that said he's going to do it 1 naira for me. But they don't know the professionalism involved. They don't know the wahala involved. Because when a surveyor uses a GPS to do it for you, and another person use a station, a total station to do for you, of course there will be a lot of discrepancies, and you end up spending more, just like my uncle ended up spending more. So make sure that you use a professional surveyor when you want to beacon your land, when you want to fence your land, so that you get accurate measurements of your land, to avoid eventuality, to avoid future problems, to avoid future court issues. If you come to Abuja now, all over Abuja, there are a lot of land issues, disputes in the court. Some are because of surveyors. So, and that's why we advise you in him property to use professional surveyor. In case you don't even have, we have so many of them that we'll work with. We can recommend them, and they will do a consultation for you for free. And if you, in case you have such issues, we can also help you sort it out in ages, where you can get the TDP, where it shows you the shape of the land, the size of the land. And it helps you avert this court issue. So please, like I learned not to use a quack mechanic from the experience of my uncle. Learn also not to use a quack surveyor from this topic today, from this discussion today. Learn not to use a quack surveyor. Learn not to use a GPS surveyor. Use a professional surveyor in all your land work, in all your beconning and fencing. Thank you, and God bless you. See you in my next video. God bless you.